you're experienced at having a community.
Yes.
What are your views on collaborating with maybe other communities, other business owners in general?
Everything in my life I've collaborated with or worked with somebody else. One goal that I've always had in my life is it's not monetary. It's how can we help each other?
Hey, welcome to a podcast where dreams meet determination and success is just around the corner. I'm your host, Suzanne Taylor-King, and I'm here to help you unlock the full potential of your business and your life. Welcome to Unlock Your Way with STK. Let's unlock your path to success together. Good morning, everyone. We're here with the incredible Jason Webb. Good morning, my new friend.
Good morning, Suzanne. How are you doing?
I'm really good. I'm excited to have this conversation today. It's a little bit different than my normal interview series because this is actually the first time Jason and I have met face to face. So just shows you the power of direct messaging and then doing your research on people. So because I feel like I already know you and I've already experienced a little bit about what you do. And thank you for the trust with a stranger.
No strangers no longer, right?
Oh, that's right. That's right. Well, today, I think this is going to be a really incredible conversation. Jason has been really successful on Facebook with his Facebook community, the profitable Christian business owners community. And when I was doing my research, he has untapped, limitless potential on LinkedIn where I'm radically successful. So this is going to be really fun to compare notes on this.
Yeah, I'm excited about seeing what we can discuss on this.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about how you got started with this whole Facebook group and the idea of community. That's really intriguing to me.
Oh yeah, definitely my story. It all started in my early 20s. I've been a serial entrepreneur and a salesman all my life. And in my early 20s, I started some very big companies and I had some very big failures with these companies. And through my 20s, a real estate company, a marketing company, huge things, but I lost everything. And yeah, as I came into my 30s, I'm in my 40s now, but in my 30s, I started realizing the people that I had around me were not the correct people I needed around me. And so I found out that, that the community is the biggest piece of my success. And so as I went through my 30s and started growing within my, my career, I am a director of sales for a commercial tire company. I started building that community, and then I started getting a community in my church, and it started growing and growing and growing. And then I started mentoring and coaching people throughout my church and my men's group, and really building a community in that aspect. And so when I started bringing it online in this past year, my biggest thing, or just the last couple of years, I really started thinking about it, but I did it this past year. I'm like, okay, how do I bring this community that is really working for me, locally? How do I bring that online? And I started doing a lot of research in the different social media platforms, and for what worked for me, Facebook is really where it went. And so I hired a coach that kind of walked me through and showed me how to do that. And so I started my Facebook community on March 23rd of this past year. And from March 23rd till now, so we're 8 months in, I have almost 3,000 members within that community. And it's all been organic outreach and growth. And it's really been an extension of my local community within the Facebook community. It's been fantastic.
Wow. So one, I just want to acknowledge that, back in the day, and we're talking 10 to 12 years ago, you could start a Facebook group and basically add all of your friends. So if you were connected to somebody, you could just add them without their permission to your group. And it gave you a private broadcast channel just for those people. And when that changed, it actually made you get more purposeful. And that's one of the things I want to compliment about the name of your group. It's immediately recognizable who it's for.
Yes. And that's the biggest thing when we decided to come up with the name, the my Facebook banner, everything. We wanted it to be super directed, exactly
Mhm.
what people would be searching for. They want profits in their business. That's kind of my moniker, the profitable salesman, profitable Christian business owner community. And then also we're, the people we're working with is Christian business owners. So we wanted that to be in there as well. So they can search in Christian
Yeah.
business, profit. They can search in so many different things and get that out of that and know exactly what that group is entailing and what's it about.
And I think it directs your outreach for members as well. So when I formed my group 4 or 5 years ago, it was a general group for entrepreneurs. So the lesson I'm going to take away from you today from this piece is that by being too general, you actually limit yourself. But by being super specific, you actually attract more people. And I'm constantly teaching this concept to my clients. How was it the coach that helped you with this, or was it kind of through your own just deciding?
100% my coach. He directed me and helped me through everything. I'm a huge believer in coaches and just mentors. Again, that community that I had before, having those mentors show me what I needed to do. They're at where you want to be. And me, I played sports earlier in my life. I played college football and different things. We always had coaches. So why can't we have coaches as we get older too? You look at the biggest athletes in the world, they have coaches.
Yeah. That's
So
one of the first things I noticed in business. And I think I'd love to ask you a little bit about how you transition and maybe the technical aspect of it, because I love technology. So when somebody joins your community, which I did, so I could experience what happens when I join it. But I'd love for you to share just that strategy behind a stranger coming to your community, and what does it feel like for them to join? From welcoming, encouraging interaction to emails, what does that look like?
Yeah, most of the people that have joined the group, either Facebook's bringing them to me, or I'm actually inviting these people, specifically, or we have our admins inviting people to bring them in, so it's inclusive. And so what that process is, they jump in the group. The questions are asked right away. They're not invasive questions, just saying, hey, where are you at with your business? What's going on? How can we help? Would you be interested in this and that? But it's really not a sales tactic at all at first, because we want people to feel welcome. And so when they join the group, initially they're getting in the email sequence and the nurturing, getting a lot of free information from us, really making sure that they're heard. One thing in our community is we want to make sure everybody's heard and everybody's known. And so everybody that joins our group, they're getting a message from me. They're getting a message from the team. We want to really dive in and find out what their business is about and who they are. Because again, we don't want it to be just everybody joining up and nobody has any value in this group. Right. We want everybody to know. And so it's a very highly engaged group. As you've seen, we have posts constantly from people, from me, from our team, just value. It's a very, very big community in terms of the value that's added and just people throwing things in there. It's amazing.
Well, I want to compliment that, because it's one of the hardest things to, especially with a newer business owner, which I personally find that Facebook is a lot of newer business people, because the established ones have their own groups and communities, right? So it's kind of like, very much. If I want to find the established people, they're probably running their own groups or communities, whether it's on Facebook or anywhere else. So what I find interesting, and I'm wondering if you find this too, that the idea of sharing value seems to be something that you really have to teach what value is and what value is not. So I'm going to share my insights, and then you tell me where you fall. So to me, massive value is teach me something I don't already know, or change my way of thinking about something I already know.
Yep.
And it is not your opt-in. It's not the top of your funnel. It's not inviting me to an event. It's not inviting me to download something. It's deeper than that for me.
100%. I completely agree with you on that. And if you look, with us being the Christian business owner community, there's a lot of scripture that we're talking about. There's a lot of faith-based, not even business-based, that we're getting into, that we provide that is separate from the business aspect of it. And so I agree. It does go deeper than just a free PDF or a downloadable thing or an event that you're going to bring them to. Yeah, you're going to have that stuff in there, but you provide 10 pieces of content, 10 pieces of information or value before you get to that stuff.
Yeah, agreed. And there's a couple incredible entrepreneurs I'm going to tag in the comments in my community, the Idea Lab for Entrepreneurs. I'm going to tag them in this live because I think they'd be perfect people for your community. And that's one of the things I love about meeting other people who have their own communities. Let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah.
The idea of community, the idea of bringing people together really started for me a long time ago. How did it start for you?
The same way. It started with my childhood, really. We always had a very close-knit community around, and just everybody helped everybody within that community. Again, when I get into my 20s and had those failed businesses, I had the wrong people around me helping me in that community, but I still had a community. And then as I got older, I realized, okay, what type of people do I need around me and surrounding me? So it's been a part of my being ever since I can remember, being in that community. That's
really great. Tell me a little bit about the technology you use to help you with your community.
That's the fun part, with AI integrations and everything that's growing. As we speak, we have a full development team within our program that builds out these AI models to help with communication engagement. Conversational AI that we have within our CRM system that people can jump in and it'll start conversations with them, and then we're monitoring as we jump into these conversations. It's a hybrid model of AI with what we do. It's not full AI because we still want that hyper personalization. We want to be able to connect with people, and we want people to feel welcome. But technology, if I'm being honest with you, when I first started this, that was my downfall. I wasn't a very tech savvy guy, and so hiring the coaches helped me build that in, helped me to grow the technology side with the CRM services, the email marketing campaigns, everything that we have. Tech has a finger in everything now.
It really does. And I think learning how to use it authentically to your advantage. So I have a system that integrates with LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook, and email. So all of my messages are in one place. I don't know about you, and I don't know about our listeners, but I have a tendency to text someone, and then we exchange an email or two, and then a message on LinkedIn about something else. And imagine all of that being together on one communication platform. It really changed my life because it synchronized everything for me. I don't know how mentally I kept track of it before that. Now I got to free up some space to do other things with that mental capacity. So I'm assuming you're doing the same thing.
Yeah, the software that we use, the CRM software, we can jump into a conversation, and any touch point that we've had with that customer is all in that conversational piece, whether it's email, direct message, text message, or whatever it is, we can follow those conversations all completely there. And there's no way else that you can do that when you're having conversations with hundreds of people, if you don't have that organized and you don't have that, in line, because we're human. We forget. We have conversations with people. We're like, oh, what did we talk about last time? Well, we can jump in those conversations and get a refresher on that real fast. So there's, yes, that is massive that we have that.
Yeah, life-changing. All right, so now let's dive into LinkedIn a little bit. I have been, since I moved over to LinkedIn about a year and a half ago, or not moved over, expanded onto LinkedIn. I have noticed something incredibly different about the platform. So number one, engagement for me, and I've tested this out numerous times, with a video or with a post is about 50% higher than on Facebook.
Wow.
So if I just go 100% organic, same exact post or video on my personal page on Facebook or in my group or on LinkedIn, I could go with no comments or engagement on Facebook and get hundreds of views and engagements on LinkedIn. I'm just finding that my audience is more there, and the ones that are there seem to be more engaged. You're not doing anything on LinkedIn right now?
I'm touching the surface on it, and I know we've had some previous conversations about that, and those are some things I want to dive into a little bit more, because all I've really been doing on LinkedIn is I do have a basic profile up there, and really, kind of trying to find my audience through that. It's a little more difficult because my audience, is Christian based, and you can't really search just Christians. You have to join into some groups and kind of pull them out of there and see where they're at. But I'm really trying to direct them over to my Facebook group still, and that's difficult. I really don't know much about LinkedIn, and so I'd love to learn more about that.
Yeah, I think the number one thing for someone like you is to have the name of the Facebook group in your header image. Just really simple. And people's natural tendency is to look at your picture, and then they look at your profile in a Z pattern. So if you imagine looking at your picture, then they look over to the name, and then they come back to the link that's in your profile.
Gotcha.
Currently, you don't have that option because you're not in creator mode. So my 100% solid recommendation would be to start posting every day and Monday through Friday, and you can schedule out your posts. So it's not like you have to be on, and start building up that content of posts. Your featured section, if you could link to a newsletter, if you already have that, you could actually link to your Facebook group as well. The best recommendation is to have it linked to a landing page that tells about your community. Then write a newsletter that's based about your community. So everything you do is pushing to join that community. And if it's a landing page that's inviting them, you can then text, email, and invite them to your Facebook group rather than just linking to the Facebook group.
I like that. Okay. I'm writing notes.
Awesome. Well, we'll dive in a little bit more, but your about section was too short. I don't know enough from that about section. And other than that, when you link to an experience with you, this is one of the reasons I'm a huge fan of doing a monthly event. I call it an attractor event. So once your profile's set up, scheduling a monthly attractor event for your ideal client, just to have conversations, then you have something of value to reach out to people, and something that, because of your profile, they then see that you have an event once a month, and then they get to come and meet you, which that's where the magic happens. So that would be my overall strategy for LinkedIn, which is a little bit different, than Facebook. But I will tell you, in a year, well, actually 18 months of doing an attractor event for myself, for coaches, my list grew to 2,300 coaches because of doing that event. And most of those coaches are not interested in being in another Facebook group. They want community. They want something tighter than that.
Are you thinking of doing like just a networking event once a month or so?
I do do that.
Because like one thing that we do is we do a networking event every week. We kind of just promote it through Facebook, but we can actually add that into LinkedIn because it's just a Zoom networking event every Thursday. So
now that automatically exposes people to your community, which is a great strategy. They haven't even joined yet, and they're meeting people from your community. That's that's an amazing community strategy. Whether or not you do something that's specifically for the clients that you work with, that could be interesting as well. So could be a little extra added strategy for those perfect fit clients from LinkedIn.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll definitely have to add that into the folder. Just building out the profile and stuff, I need to add some more things in there. I'm finding. Okay.
Yeah. And there's a couple people who I just absolutely love how their profile is set up. And I've taken some really great strategies from 3 or 4 different people, and I'll send you their profile.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah. All depends on what your strategy is. Like Justin Welsh does a great job with inviting people to his newsletter, and then the newsletter invites you to $150 course. And that's all he sells is $250 courses. And then he has a marketing agency. So you can see how teaching people his LinkedIn strategies actually sell his marketing agency services. It's pretty genius.
Yeah, I would love to get those names and check those out. And even I want to get that down. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. All right. So let's talk a little bit about why people would want to join your community, and then let's get them all the information they need.
Perfect. So people that want to join our community are Christian business owners that are looking to scale their business or grow their business from scratch. What we do within our community is we're there to network with each other, to help with each other. We do a promotion post every Saturday where they can promote their business. So we keep that within the confines of the group. We don't want spam. We don't do a lot of that stuff. But the people that want to join our community are looking to work with other Christian business owners that are building their businesses from a biblical foundation, ethical foundation. And you don't even have to be a Christian to do it, but just knowing that the principles that we're building into this are biblical from the ethical standpoint. And so we have people that they're thinking about building a business, coaches, course creators, and entrepreneurs. We have people that are have multi-million-dollar companies within the group. We have media companies, we have marketing companies, we have ministry companies. We have so many different people within there, and everybody's there to help. And so it's not just a community that you are consuming, but you are actually engaging in, that you're actually providing value as well. And even if you're just starting out a business and you don't know necessarily what you don't know, I guarantee you know some things that people need to know. So just being welcomed into the group and being able to provide just some kind of value and engagement. Like we just want people in there to discuss and help and be a community.
Yeah. I really love that foundation of the idea of helping each other. How do you feel about collaboration? I'm doing some research right now on collaboration for a book idea I have. And I'd love, because you're experienced at having a community, what are your views on collaborating with maybe other communities, other business owners in general? What do you think about that?
I love collaborations. Everything in my life I've collaborated with or worked with somebody else. One goal that I've always had in my life is it's not monetary. It's how can we help each other? And the more that we can help more people, the old Zig Ziglar quote, if you help more people get what they want, you get what you want, right? And eventually that's what happens. And so let's help out as many people as we can. Let's collaborate. Let's grow together. We can do more together than we can separate. And so I don't understand a lot of times why people try to be selfish with their stuff. Our gifts and what we have, what God gave us, we need to get that out to the world. And so let's help each other. Let's collaborate. Let's grow this. And so I am a huge proponent of collaboration. And I think it really falls back on my background of sports. I was I played college football. I was a quarterback. Well, I couldn't do it all myself. I had to have other people or other teammates do certain things and do this and do this. And so let's work all together, and we can come to a common goal.
I love that. And I think there's a networking mixer in our future for sure.
Yes.
Now, being fearful of collaboration is something I've noticed. It's always been there. I've noticed this numerous times. When you're collaborating with somebody and it's from that go-giver mindset of, helping more people get what they want, but also getting the collaborative message out into the world, because at the point when you're collaborating with somebody, it's not about me and my business. It's not about you and your business. It's about what we're saying and doing together. And I'm happy to share that with my audience, followers, email list. And I've just noticed that for those people that are in fear, lack, scarcity, they hesitate to make connections, hesitate to make introductions, fearful of, giving access to people. And I'd love to hear your thoughts or maybe an experience from you when it's worked in your favor. And then I'll share my favorite story. And it literally just happened this morning.
It's worked in my favor in a lot of ways, every single time. Even within our community, as I said, we do some networking calls once a week. We have people with the networking calls that do very similar things to us in building out programs and marketing systems, lead generation and sales. But we still, we don't throttle them down on what they do, because there's certain people that will resonate more with them than us in their niche, in their industry. And we can talk about this and work through the things, because there's so many people out there to help. We don't need to keep that all internal. And, one collaboration piece that I have going on right now, and that I'm excited to tell you, I almost forgot about it, is we were talking about software before with AI. One of our other Christian coaches in the industry, he's a very big name. We've collaborated on a lot of things, and we have a think tank right now that we're building out. We actually already have it built out. We're talking about it with our AI developers of 12 huge Christian business owners and Christian coaches that we're building out these AI softwares to help businesses. And so again, there's a lot of people that do very similar things that I do. All of us do, really, but we're there to work together for the common goal of helping the kingdom. So I can't say a situation where it didn't help, if I'm being honest with you.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear yours.
Well, one, I want to be a bug on the wall next time you guys have a meeting and just listen into that tech conversation since I love technology so much. Yes. I'm teaching a workshop just for my clients, and I decided to kind of open it up because I can't believe what you can do with some of the AI technologies that are out there with content creation and planning and all of that. So I decided to put something together and put that out there and just kind of privately invite people. So if there's anybody listening who wants to sneak peek into my tech brain, it's Monday, December 4th. I'll send you an invite, Jason. But
please do.
My favorite collaboration story, well, there's two actually, but one just happened this morning. And there was one of my LinkedIn connections, and he was coming out and redoing his business and offers and, trying to figure some things out. And I just happened to mention, well, hey, that's one of my specialties, and it's a total superpower. What resources do you need? And he was like, oh, thank you so much. And, the conversation progressed, and where it resulted in 3 incredible introductions for me. And so cool. I'm connecting him to some of my inner circle people who are great connectors, and all within just a DM conversation, we now feel like we know each other. And when I said to him, look, real connections are in my phone. What's your number? He sent me his number, his contact card, and I immediately sent his number to a couple people, right?
So cool.
And the power of that ripple effect when you meet somebody, when you click with them, and you're on the same mission to help more people. Well, of course it makes sense to say, hey, Jason, you got to meet my podcast producer, Jason. I have so many Jasons in my life. It's really strange.
It was a popular name a while ago.
Was it? For that 40-something year old, right? It was a very popular name. Um,
The early 80s.
but that's the power of that getting interconnected. So happy that we connected. And please tell us the name of your community. I'm going to drop all your links in the chat so everybody can join.
The community is the Profitable Christian Business Owner Community. I know it's long, but it's directed. It's done that way on a purpose. And you can actually get to our website, theprofitablesalesman.com, and you can join the group through that website. So again, theprofitablesalesman.com. It's my moniker. That's who I am. And check us out. Love it.
Well, profitability is one of my favorite topics, along with prosperity, all those pro words. So
Right?
we have a whole nother conversation about that.
I love it.
Called? What's that called? The beginning of a word. What's the beginning of a word called?
Oh, now you're putting me on the spot.
I am. Prospective, prosperity, profitable. Like, there's probably 15 of them I could come up with. And let's schedule another conversation and talk about
I would love it.
That'd be amazing. All right, Jason, thanks so much for joining me today. Appreciate you. And I look forward to more experiences and more value from your community. Thanks so much.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me. And, God bless. Have a great day.
You too. Bye. Thank you for tuning in to another empowering episode of Unlock Your Way. I hope you found today's discussion inspiring and you're ready to take your business and personal growth to that next level. If you're feeling as fired up as I am and eager to unlock that full potential, I'm here to help you on your journey and provide that personalized guidance tailored to your unique goals and challenges. Simply book a one-on-one coaching call with me and we'll dive deep into your business aspirations and see how we could co-create a roadmap for your success. And whether you're striving to scale an enterprise or just getting started, I'm here to support you every step of the way. To schedule your coaching call, simply visit the website at unlockyourwaywithstk.com, click on the Book a Call button, and we'll turn your dreams into that reality. Subscribe and review on your favorite podcast platform and on YouTube. Plus, you can join over 800 entrepreneurs in the Idea Lab Facebook group. Let's make success as an entrepreneur happen together. Until next time, I'm STK. Keep dreaming big, stay focused, and most of all, have fun while you're doing it.